Eric Stromquist and Ken Smyers here at the Niagara 2014 Summit. We got a couple celebrities in the house right here. I mean, if you know anything about building automation controls, you better recognize these two faces. This is Jim Young and Howard Berger from Realcomm IBCon. Hey guys, what do you think of the show so far?
Awesome, awesome, great energy, good vision. People are excited. You know, there's some headwinds we got to all deal with, but overall, the industry I think is ready for the next level.
Yeah, so good. You liked the keynote this morning, Howard?
Yeah, it started off strong. Really, a lot of energy. Great production too. Yeah. I really like the message on the Niagara framework, and the food's good too.
Yeah, the food's good too. And you know what? There's quite a few sites in Las Vegas. You know, right?
You can't lose in Vegas.
Yeah, you can't lose in Vegas. Ken, you had a question for us.
Well, I was just curious. The magazine you published before your big shows. Tell us about what's coming up. Is it the Edge magazine?
Yeah, it's the Realcomm Edge magazine. Comes out before the show. Yeah, it should be out, I think, sometime in the next 2 weeks. And we'll go over the high points of the conference in that Edge magazine, highlight some really interesting projects and some new technologies that we're going to be showcasing there at the conference.
Howard, tell us about the publication, or the newest post in Realcomm with what's the name of the facility that you just posted?
Oh, it was Pennzoil Tower?
The Pennzoil Tower, that was quite a feature.
Yeah, 36-story all-glass tower. And the story really is about the director of the building engineer, director of engineering, who took it upon himself to kind of figure out how to connect all the systems in the building. And the upshot was, he put in a star quality system, which actually ended up having the capacity to be able to sell back services to the tenant. So not only did he make the building more efficient, he also started generating revenue. So it was just incredible home run.
Well, I tell you what, great segue into, this is a huge conference. Next big conference coming up as far as control trends is concerned is IBCon Realcomm. That's your guys' baby. Jim, tell us, our listeners, a little bit who don't know what IBCon Realcomm's about the conference, when it's going to be, and why they should be there.
Well, it's coming up in June 17th, pre-con. The conference is actually the 18th and 19th. It's literally a 3-day conference now. And a couple people have been asking me the last couple of weeks, okay, summarize it, give me the 30-second. And I look at them, I say, I cannot. Yeah. This year, more than any other year, there are so many big stories, so many big players, so many things that you just can't give it a 15-second soundbite. I mean, you got to spend 5, like Howard just explained, Pennzoil. You could brush over that real quick, but that's a serious story where an engineer went and reconfigured this building as a retrofit. As he said, save money on energy and operations and make money, right? Yeah. So in our showcase, we're going to have 35 to 40 smart buildings from around the world where you're going to be able to sit and talk to people and saying, what did you do in this hospital? What did you do in this office building? What did you do in this mall? And we're not talking about the technology at the front level. We're going to talk about the project, and then we'll get into the technology they used. And that is just one of the things that we're going to be talking about at that conference.
And I might add, the people sitting at those tables are not going to be people there trying to sell products and services. It's going to be the people who engineered those projects and actually made them happen. So you can actually walk up and say, how'd you do it?
Yeah. Where did you fail? Where were your problems, right? Because we're not getting to this next level without some trial and error, and I think people should talk about those failures a little more because that's all part of the process. And we're going to be hitting all those scabs. Security is another issue we're going to be talking about in a big way, in a meaningful way. So it's looking to be a great event.
And in typical Realcomm IBCon fashion, there's going to be enough really cool new stuff that if you've never been to a Realcomm IBCon before, you'll be impressed.
And let me add one other thing to that. The general session will have a little 5-minute surprise that nobody sees coming.
Fisticuffs again this year, Jim, or is it?
I'm sorry?
Fisticuffs, or? No. Well, I'll tell you what. To speak to what you guys are saying, Ken and I attended our first IBCon Realcomm last year, and we're blown away. You're right. It's hard to explain in a soundbite what it is. But what I can say for our audience out there, if you're a building owner, among other things, it's building owners that have gone farther down the road, educating you on what you need to do next. I mean, that's one phase of which I thought was just phenomenal. It's no BS, it's no hype. I mean, it's meat and potatoes. Right. This is how you do it. If you're a systems integrator, I mean, Jim and Howard are out on the cutting edge. If you want to know where things are going in the future, you need to be here because these guys have the crystal ball.
Well, and I'll add one thing to that. If you're an integrator, we're going to be putting together some sessions where we're going to be putting high-profile end users in the front of the room. Yep. and we're going to let you have at them. You're going to be able to ask them any questions. How do I get in the door? What am I doing wrong? What does it take to automate a building portfolio with 100 buildings in it? You know, and these guys, they want all the integrators to succeed. So they're going to give you firsthand feedback, which is priceless in my opinion.
Oh, it is. Well, guys, real quick, and thank you for taking a minute to talk with us. What is the best website for them to go to get information and maybe register for the conference or get on your newsletter?
Just www.realcomm with 2ms.com. Go up there and you can link to the conference website, look at the program, look at the speakers, look at the advisors. I think you'll be impressed.
I'll know you'll be impressed. There you go. Jim Young, Howard Berger, live at the Tritium Summit.
Thanks,
guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for doing what you do.
I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks.
Thanks. Good interview.